So today I want to talk about how Sinnoh remakes will affect the anime. Since we've gotten Sinnoh remakes announced this year, those being Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I want to talk about how those remakes will affect the anime in different ways, since remakes always have some sort of an influence on the anime in every generation that they happen in. And this goes as far back as Generation 3 when Fire Red and Leaf Green came out and Ash returned to Kanto to compete in the Battle Frontier that was introduced in Emerald, but they moved the location to Kanto so that they could promote the remake, and so that May can compete in contests again, and this also led to May getting Bulbasaur and Squirtle, two of the Kanto starters. And then in Gen 4 when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out, Lyra from the games appeared in the anime and Dawn got a Cyndaquil. Then in Gen 6 when we returned to Hoenn and Oras, Steven Stone returned in the anime and the Mega Evolution specials, and we were also introduced to Sawyer from Hoenn and his Mega Sceptile. And at the end of Kalos, we saw Serena setting off to Hoenn to try out contests. And even in Generation 7 when Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out, Ash not only returned to Kanto to meet Brock and Misty, but he was also able to obtain Melton because of the integration with Pokemon Go and Let's Go. And there's also the fact that Lana received an Eevee with a similar hairstyle to that of the partner Eevee. So because of this, I'm 100% sure the anime will make a connection to the Sinnoh remakes. So today I wanted to talk about what those connections could possibly be. I think some of these are definitely possible, while others I think would just bring a lot of excitement to the story. So let's talk about them. So the first thing I want to talk about is the return of Ash's old Sinnoh Pokemon. We already know that Ash is going to be returning to the lab to see all of his old Pokemon and picking up Infernape for the Project New arc, but I would like to see him take more of his Sinnoh Pokemon with him, since this would be the perfect time to have Pokemon like Weasel and Gibble evolve further, so that they could reach their full potential. It would also be nice to see Torterra return since we're seeing Infernape, plus a lot of people think Torterra deserves better, so maybe this could be his redemption arc too. Plus, since Ash isn't getting any Galar starters, at least let us see all of his old ones. I think that if Ash uses any other Pokemon aside from the ones he caught in this series, it should be the Sinnoh Pokemon, since it would provide a great way to promote the next two games in the series. I also think that if we're going to Sinnoh, it's very likely that we'll see Go catch some Sinnoh Pokemon and maybe a starter, but I'm actually more so hoping that we see Chloe catch a starter, maybe a Quiet Turtwig, or even a Piplup, even though Dawn already has the iconic Piplup. I still think it would be cool to see. So the next thing I want to talk about is returning characters from the games and anime. I've always enjoyed it when they brought back old characters from previous series, and Pokemon Journeys has brought back quite a few characters now that we weren't expecting, like Karina, Chuck, and the Alola crew, and now Ash and Gary. So now would be the perfect time to bring back characters like Paul, Dawn, and Cynthia, who are probably the three most notable characters from the Gen 4 anime, along with maybe Barry. So the first two characters I want to talk about are Paul and Cynthia. Paul is arguably Ash's greatest rival throughout the entire series, with the best conclusion as one, and even though it seemed like their story ended at the Pokemon League, I still think it would be pretty cool to have him return and maybe find out that he's already beaten the Battle Frontier and Brendan, which is something even his brother couldn't do, or maybe that he's entered into the World Championships too. Cynthia did talk about Ash and Paul battling again in the Champions League one day, so maybe this would be a good time to tie that all together, even if this isn't what she was referring to. Now I want to talk about the queen herself, Cynthia. I think it would be crazy to not bring back the most popular and strongest champion from the games in the anime. There are so many factors when it comes to Cynthia returning. The first being her competing in the World Championships. This could lead to her having a battle with Ash like we've never seen before. I'd also want to see her Lucario versus Ash's, or maybe just her Garchomp versus Ash's Pikachu. I think the next biggest opportunity involving Cynthia is having her battle Leon, who's been hyped up to be the strongest champion currently and holds the title of Monarch/World Champion. This could be the ultimate clash of champions within the Gen 8 anime to see who becomes the world's true strongest champion. But I think the ultimate scenario for me would be Ash facing Cynthia in the World Championships, and then beating her somehow, and then facing Leon in the finals and winning. And I think this would be the ultimate way to end Ash's journey, placing him on top as the strongest champion and winner of the World Championships. But this is something I'll probably talk about in another video. So Cynthia aside, now let's talk about the return everyone wants to see the most, and that's Dawn. After seeing Iris's appearance and knowing that Dawn will appear in the remakes, I'm now 393% sure she will appear in the anime. It's only a matter of time now. And one way they can go about doing this is by having Go or Chloe take an interest in contests after watching it on TV, and this could lead to Ash reuniting with Dawn. We've seen them leave the lab for less, so I don't think that would be too much of a stretch. They could also just leave to go to Sinnoh because Chloe wants to learn more about Glaceon and Leafeon since she's trying to learn more about their evolutions, and they meet Dawn that way. Dawn's return also gives us a chance to see her in a contest again, which would be great, and to see her Pokemon and if her Baneri's evolved. Not to mention how she's progressed as a coordinator and maybe learn that she's already become a top coordinator. But either way, I think they'll definitely show off contests at least one time in a series, since they're a big part of the Diamond and Pearl series in the games and the anime. So maybe we'll see Dawn explain a contest to Go and Chloe. And with the return of contests, that also opens up the door for us to see Serena and May again, who both have evolutions in Glaceon and Sylveon, so this could be the perfect setup for Koharu to meet both of them. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the Battle Frontier. If Game Freak doesn't make the same mistake they did last time in ORAS by excluding the Battle Frontier, it should be in the Sinnoh games. And if that happens, I'd like to see Ash battle in the Sinnoh Battle Frontier because as it stands right now, we're not getting a lot of great battles in the series from Ash. His best battles are against Bee, which happened twice, Karina, Rinto, and the Iris battle is the only good battle we have to look forward to in recent times. So having a Battle Frontier would be the perfect way for Ash to have great battles in the series in a unique setting that would be interesting for everyone. Something else they could do if they really wanted to make things interesting is bring in Brandon from the Kanto Battle Frontier and have him return with the new Regis. But even if they don't include Brandon and it's just the Sinnoh Battle Frontier people, I think that would be cool too because it also gives us a chance to see Barry if Ash faces Palmer. So having a Sinnoh Battle Frontier as a World Championship match could kill two birds with one stone, making it a great opportunity for Ash. So with all that being said, let me know what you would like to see from the Sinnoh remakes in the anime, and do you think Cynthia returning to battle Ash or Leon would be interesting? What do you think of Ash's old Sinnoh Pokemon returning, the return of Dawn in contest, or the Sinnoh Battle Frontier? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Be sure to like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and bye.